Hello, how are you? Today I brought you a delicious recipe for your breakfast or afternoon snack, a complete meal that's super low in carbohydrates. Excellent if you're looking for a meal that will keep you feeling full, is rich in fiber, and will help you lose weight and control your blood sugar. On top of all that, it's high in protein, very affordable, easy to make, and you're going to love it. Stick around until the end because you won't want to miss this. Before we start with this delicious recipe, I want to ask you, for breakfast or your afternoon snack, do you usually prefer a sweeter or a more savory meal? I'd love to see your comment. Remember to like the video, it's super important to me. And take a look at the description to get the ingredients with the nutritional information, the quantities, everything you need so you can make it at home too. The first ingredient I have here is the egg. So I'm going to start by piercing it. Right away, mixing the egg white with the yolk. Remember, the egg is a very interesting food. Very complete, very nutritious, with a very low amount of carbohydrates, extremely low. And it's very high in protein with some really valuable nutrients like vitamin D, one of the few foods that naturally contains vitamin D. It has choline, which is good for the brain, vitamins, minerals. It's wonderful. To the egg, I'm going to add natural yogurt here. Remember, if you want to make it at home, I have a video here on the channel teaching how to prepare it. So we mix this in really well until it's nice and smooth. Once this is more liquid, I'm going to add the baking powder right away because that way you avoid those little lumps that often don't dissolve well when you only add the baking powder at the end. So we've already added the baking powder here. Now I'm going to add the grated Parmesan cheese. And since I'm adding Parmesan, I won't need to add any salt because Parmesan, besides everything else, already adds a bit of saltiness. And to get the right dough consistency for our mixture, I'm going to use flaxseed, which I just ground before I started recording here. Ideally, we should always grind the flaxseed right before making recipes, so it doesn't have a chance to go rancid. When we break the shell of the flaxseed, its healthy fat, which is a precursor to omega-3, comes into contact with oxygen and can then oxidize and become rancid. It gives that soapy taste, that weird flavor that many people complain about with flaxseed. If you use fresh flaxseed, ground right before use, you won't get that bad taste and you'll still keep the benefits of omega-3. On top of all that, flaxseed is low in carbohydrates and very rich in soluble fiber, so it's excellent for controlling blood sugar, providing a lot of satiety and good for intestinal transit. Let's transfer this from here to there, and we're going to bake it in the microwave. Of course, if you want to bake it in a conventional oven, in the air fryer, or even in a frying pan, it'll work just the same. I'm going to bake it now, which only takes a few minutes, and then I'll be back so we can think about our filling. Hold on a second. Look, it only took 2 minutes in the microwave for it to be ready. Now I'm going to slice it horizontally into 2 pieces so we can fill it and finish up. So I've cut our bread here into 2 pieces. And my suggestion for the filling is a tomato. Look at the size of this huge tomato I had here. I'm just going to use 1 slice because it was already really big, and a little bit of mozzarella cheese. Now I'm going to take it over to, oh, I forgot. I'm going to add a little bit of oregano here too because I love it. And then I'll take it to the sandwich press so it gets those nice grill marks, you know? Done. Now I'm going to take it over to grill in the sandwich press, and once it's ready, I'll come back here so we can try it. Look, I took it out of the sandwich press. The cheese is already nice and melted. I'm going to cut it here so you can see what it looks like inside. Tell me, what would your filling be? What would you choose to finish off this snack, this breakfast? I would love to see your comment. Look at this. Look how amazing. Remember to like the video, that will help me a lot, and share it with anyone who will enjoy it and who needs it. Let's spread this chain of kindness together. That's what I want here with the channel. Let's try it. The texture of the bread is amazing, and I might be biased because I love this tomato and cheese filling. Make it at home, you're going to love it. See you next time. Bye.